welcome to part 4. The end. I mean, the list.
That does not.
And we're going to talk about and finish up the 10 wrestlers punished for trying to steal the limelight. 6 through 1. Number 6, Titus O'Neil.
World played. Anyway, jumping on McMahon's back as a Daniel Bryan tribute edition of Monday Night Raw faded to black, Father Titus earned the mother of all. What is that word? Cynical 60-day suspension that robbed him of a WrestleMania payday. That's very true.
That was
not very smart of him.
Jumping in, yeah, that hurt him big time.
Yeah, because what it was is he grabbed Vince because he was trying to say let Stephanie go before him.
Yes.
Be a gentleman.
Yes.
He laughed it off, but then after he got back there, he said, "You're suspended."
Yeah, for 60 days. That hurt.
That was unnecessary.
Yes. Number 5, Goldust.
Dustin Runnels had to consult a dictionary after getting off the phone to Vince McMahon in 1995. He just said yes to playing a
androgynous
character without knowing what the word meant after years of working as the cowboy son of Dusty Rhodes. It was a radical shift. It was thus pretty unfair when he was roundly mocked later on camera for a 1998 suggestion to McMahon that he got breast implants. McMahon turned the request down before scaling the gimmick back just as he had with the original Goldust strained sexuality in 1996. Ridicule was the only remaining way the chairman could parse the complexities of a facet he'd crafted. Facade, my bad. I'm from Alabama.
Facade.
I don't know English. But that's the thing, like
yeah, so you invent the character, and then when he goes out, you say, "Oh, we're gonna turn it down."
When he wants to go all out with
you're gaining too much spotlight. You're jumping the limelight too
really
much.
Didn't need breast implants.
No, he did not. Thank God he did not get that.
That is weird.
That would be really weird. Now we go to number 4, Bart Gunn.
The Brawl for All was a stupid idea based on a stupid premise. Hours and hours of precious television time was dedicated to a shoot boxing tournament that resulted in several significant plan-changing injuries and a success story for 1 minute. Bart Gunn. The former tag star had gotten past Bob Holly, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, who was supposed to win the whole thing, The Godfather, and Bradshaw to win the tournament, but his success wasn't figured in by the company at the time. He was instead left to rot in preparation. I had it. It just took me a second. For a legitimate, the word rot threw me off. The word rot threw me off for real. In preparation for a legitimate WrestleMania fight with Butterbean in a short and oh-so-sharp shock, Gunn's face and credibility took a hammering, and he was released by the company soon after.
It's like, round 1.
Boo! Done. It's true.
Number 3, Vader, still in the limelight.
Considered an outstanding pick over WWE in January of 1996, the rechristened Mastodon was an instant success, destined for a summer run with Shawn Michaels. He unfortunately fell afoul of the temperamental WWE champion after his character's unnecessary roughness bled over into their matches. HBK was none too pleased with Vader's hard-hitting style, even threatening to have him fired after a particularly tight hair pull. It played into the chemistry concerns the pair had already had, with a planned Vader title run scrapped in favor of the softer and safer Psycho Sid.
Because
he's got half the brain that you do.
Number 2, Daniel Puder.
Daniel Puder's evening out of the 2005 Royal Rumble is thankfully something that would never, ever happen again on WWE television, but was a cold reminder of the industry's unwritten rules as enforced by the dressing room's most frightening folk. Entering early, Puder was nearly chopped in half by the veterans as Jim Ross welcomed him to the WWE on commentary. Bob Holly licked his lips as he entered next, firing off a few more loaded weapons onto the rookie's blood-red chest.
So you gotta learn one way or another.
And I mean, he was gone right after that.
Yeah, he was gone over that. And number 1, still in the limelight.
You just don't do that.
No, 10 wrestlers punished for trying to steal the line. This man, he definitely got punished. He definitely did something he wasn't supposed to do, but he did it and got his stuff over, and that is Zack Ryder.
A cultural touchstone for the suppressed current generation. Zack Ryder's booking following a diligent effort getting himself over was the harshest possible response to a talent coloring outside of these rigid lines. Utilizing YouTube as a vehicle for success long before the company even went near it, Ryder became a sensation with his long-running Z True Long Island Story series. Crafting a universe of in-jokes and outside-the-box concepts, Ryder was a featured performer on television in crowd chants alone until the company were forced to insert him into storylines. After Madison Square Garden's euphoria for the character rattled a show-closing promo by The Rock at 2011 Survivor Series, he was awarded with the U.S. title run that explicited, I have no idea, a savage burial of just about every facet of the persona. His girlfriend, Eve Torres, was in love with his best friend John Cena, all while Kane took twisted and comedic pleasure in physically dismantling him on a weekly basis. Shoving him off the stage in a wheelchair was a fitting kudo for the character. Daring to take even slight control of his own career had resulted in Ryder losing it completely. And he has literally never regained it since.
No.
I don't understand why he stays with the company. He probably would be better off on his own doing what Cody Rhodes does.
That's true.
Because they literally don't do crap with him.
Nope. And now, what's his face? Kurt Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
They need to put them back together.
They really do.
They do. Now we're going to click over boop, and rank every TNA wrestler's success in WWE. 11 through 1.
Number 11, Gail Kim.
Number 10, Austin Aries.
Number 9, Rosita, also known as Selena Vega.
Number 8, Sting.
Number 7, Eric Young.
Number 6, Drew Galloway or Drew McIntyre.
Number 5, Ron Killings. R-Truth.
Number 4, Bobby Roode.
Number 3, Samoa Joe.
Number 2, Constance Creed, Xavier Woods.
And number 1 with a butt, AJ Styles. Is this about number 1?
Yes, that's all.
Okay.
Number 1s are all the regular ones.
Gotcha. From the vantage point of 2018, a world in which he is a 2-time and current world champion, it seems laughable that wrestling fans of yesteryear were fretting over whether AJ Styles is going to find success in WWE. These fears, to be fair, stemmed close from any doubts around his ability than they did about the company's perceived attitude towards rough-around-the-edges independent wrestlers, of whom even CM Punk and Daniel Bryan initially struggled after their respective debuts. But AJ put them to bed almost immediately, debuting to one of the biggest pops of 2016 at the Royal Rumble before capturing Vince McMahon's biggest prize just 8 months later. He could hardly have dreamed of a better rookie year, and his second proved that it was no fluke. Any lessons the likes of EC3 may look to learn from the phenomenal ones opening 24 months of WWE, however, must sadly be asterisked with the caveat. I don't know what that word is. That he is a genuine one-of-a-kind, the sort of talent that only comes around once or twice in a generation. You can try and copy him, but he'll only ever be a cheap imitation.
And I don't see EC3, doing all that anyway.
No.
No.
He'll do better than he did last time, but...
Oh, yeah, he's upset he didn't go to Saudi Arabia.
Really? Mm-hmm. I did not know about this.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. And to finish up on part 4 of the list, is we're going to do the 10 fatal mistakes that destroyed the TNA brand, number 5 to number 1. Coming in number 5, it's Claire Lynch.
One TNA's last stabs at dramatic episodic television literally screeched to a halt when a potential romantic liaison between AJ Styles and Dixie Carter was revealed to be nothing more than a bond over a drug-addled mutual friend. That friend was Claire Lynch, a name with all the downtrodden gratuities of Katie Vick with a touch less necrophilia. And it literally started and ended as quick as it started.
Yes,
I don't know if you remember anything about that, but that was awful.
Yes,
it was Daniels and Kazarian trying to make AJ Styles look bad, trying to make it sound like he was in an affair with Dixie, but then it was with this girl, and then it come out they were just friends, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. There was something had to do with her actual job or whatever in real life that they got rid of her. It's really weird.
Well, number 4, we got the Voodoo Kin Mafia.
TNA were often accused of pandering to WWE in sorry displays that routinely made them look like second-rate imposters to Vince McMahon's product, but their output never quite reeked of as much desperation as when Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, now BG and Kip James, responded to the 2006 Generation X comeback by challenging Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Vince McMahon himself to a real fight. It didn't just fall on deaf ears, it fell on no ears at all. After weeks of the challenges going unanswered, the duo parked the angle completely around the time Triple H was shelved with a second quadandre. But they kept it going as Voodoo Kin Mafia by bringing in a woman that was supposed to be like a voodoo woman, so they totally just got away from the whole VKM thing.
Yes.
It's very weird.
It is. Well, number 3 is Jenna versus Charmel.
Charmel and Jenna were not professional wrestlers, but their contest was rooted in sheer titillation. I think that's that word.
That is a word.
That's a weird word. Former reality star Jenna went above and beyond in providing the sexually charged teases, almost exposing herself on the brazos. Rather than leaning almost entirely on the talents of Awesome Kong and Sojo Bolt, acting as corner women at ringside, the match instead focused almost entirely on the two untrained stars as they engaged in impossibly bad combat, punctuated by possibly the most infamous collection of right and left slaps ever thrown. It mainly just showed TNA up yet again as a promotion driving too fast and hard in all the wrong directions.
Don't know that one.
I remember that happening. Mm-hmm. I think she was from Survivor or something.
But,
and it was a waste of time. It made no sense.
It sounds like it. And then we go to number 2. Dixie begs Hulk.
On television and in real life, Hogan just wasn't all that bothered anymore. Set to depart the company ahead of a glorious return to the WWE in early 2014, Hulk's final segment couldn't have made the company look any more pathetic. After initially issuing Hogan with an ultimatum, she then literally got on her knees and begged him to stay after he turned down a working relationship with her. The message, initially or otherwise, was abruptly clear. TNA needed the stars far, far more than they needed TNA.
And number 1, which I do remember this one. Jeff Hardy versus Sting.
It was the most embarrassing night in TNA's potted history, a scene unlike anything ever witnessed before or since on a mainstream wrestling program. A World Heavyweight title main event became an uncomfortable I don't know how to say it. Expedition, whatever. Of a man's significant health problems following an utterly unexcusable decision to push forward the contest as advertised. Ahead of March 2011's Victory Road pay-per-view, Sting had returned to take Jeff Hardy's TNA title after the evil immortal Liter had held the company hostage alongside Hogan, Eric Bischoff, and their collected associates since his surprise heel turn the prior October. Hardy requested and received his rematch, but would enter in a performance that dangerously portrayed his troubled personal problems. To suggest that the charismatic Enigma was in no condition to perform would be an understatement. He was an absolute mess, gracelessly bumbling to ringside. He spent an eternity teasing the crowd with a finned shirt throw, occasionally flashing a look that highlighted his dazed disposition. Infuriated that TNA would have been stupid enough to send him out in that condition, even if it was just to be locked in a tight pinfall following a visible last-minute change from Eric Bischoff, a livid Sting backed up the aisle in disgust, loudly agreeing with the fans who called BS as the show went off the air. It was awful.
Yeah. You should ever. You can always come with something better. It's not like he just showed up and then not for the match.
Right.
And if he did, that's something else. You definitely would have time to decide something early if you ain't heard from him during the whole day, you know?
It's true.
But that is it.
That is all of part 4.
Yes.
The list.
And that is it for episode 159.
That is it.
Next time, on 160, the new era will begin.
Big changes.
Some changes.
Some changes. A few different things.
A few different things. Shapes and circles and triangles and.
We're going to try to see if we get a square to go inside of a rectangle.
Yes.
Circle to go inside a square.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do.
We're gonna do.
Yep.
We don't know what we're gonna do, really.
You'll find out.
Yeah, you have to tune in to see.
That's true.
Is this a big ruse and nothing changes?
Ooh. It's like TNA, ain't it? It's a new era! Nothing.
We got a shocker, you have to.
It's true.
Maybe we just change seats.
That's... That could be it.
Maybe we don't take wrestling anymore. So.
We don't talk about wrestling at all anymore, ever. Current events.
Yes. We're going to talk video games and movies.
Yes. We're gonna do a we'll do a review of the Avengers,
Yes.
Infinity War, the whole episode.
Yeah. Spoiler alert!
That's all we're gonna do.
Well, I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm just a cop.
We'll see you next time right here at Top Row Reality on the YouTube
And Facebook.
when a new beginning begins. What's that right? It's already starting already.